Hey everyone, Joe here. So, back talking about the R50. Now, our previous video from last week, y'all probably remember me going on about how I really like the R50, and I was going to be moving over to that whole system. And well, the R system in general. But I particularly liked the R50 because how compact and small it was, and I really wanted that for my entire lens collection. So here we go. Like I said, I'm committed to this, and I really do like these lenses. Haven't went through and fully test them out 100% yet, just to be completely honest, because I just got them within the last couple of days. But my preliminary testing, going around here shooting while I can when it's not freaking raining here in the Philippines at the moment, well, looks good, looks promising, and what I've seen in the reviews and stuff on these lenses, I can concur. They're good. I like them. Let's talk about them. First lens on here is one that came with the Canon, the R50. Let me get that out correctly. And that is the 18-45, which gives you an equivalent around 28.8 up to about 72 millimeter range. Be honest with you, I like the lens. The only thing I dislike about the lens really is it stops at 45. Why they didn't go up to at least 55? It's an annoyance. It's an annoyance. But overall, good lens when compared with this camera. Would not put this lens on an R7. We'll get into that when I do the review and stuff on this Canon lens kit combo. Because I bought them as a kit, they should be reviewed as a kit. All right. So then the next lens you see here, this is the 55-210. So that gives you that, a little bit higher, like 80 mil range or about. Yeah, I think around 90. I think it was around 90. All right. I hadn't did the math. Anyway, on up to 330-ish millimeter range. Really good. Replaced my 70-200 with this lens. That's how good this lens is. It really is a pretty decent lens. And honestly, out in the daylight and stuff, I'm shooting in dark apertures anyway, even on a 70-200 f2.8 lens. So all I'm basically doing is carrying on extra weight for nothing. This lens is actually really good. I highly recommend it. And I recommend this one over the 18-150. If you want like a good lens, go to the zoo in the park or shoot you a kid sporting events and stuff. This one's better because at longer ranges is sharper. All right. Next lens over here, you can see in the center. Probably wondering. Of course, that's the 10-18. Gives you that 16-28.8 millimeter range. Really good one. I'll talk about that in a minute. I'll tell you why I got this lens over something like the Sigma. All right, which I'll go over that on this one as well. Next here, of course, the Nifty 50. Everybody gets the Nifty 50. This is a good portrait-ish lens for an aps-c camera. And that's because it gives you an 80 millimeter range, and at f2.8 and stop down anymore, it is super excellently sharp. Then, the next on the list here, this is the 28 mil. The 28 mil gives you equivalent of a 45. This is the Pancake f2.8 lens. Reason I got this one, like I said, it gives you the equivalent of a 45 millimeter that you would get. So basically, it serves the purpose of what the 50 would on a full frame, and the 50 on aps-c serves the equivalent of what an 85 would on full frame. So in case y'all ever wondering, and so I don't shoot many portraits and stuff anymore. The most I'll do is like street photography, and between these two right here, it's going to cover most of my bases. I do plan on getting a second body so I can sport both these lenses at the same time and just grab one camera to the other. So let's talk about the 18-45 here. I want to have a deep dive on this with the Canon R50 because these should be reviewed together. Obviously, it's a kit. You get them with this kit. This lens should never, ever come with the R7. It is a fantastic lens on a 24 megapixel sensor. However, the R7, I can't remember if it's 32 or 36 megapixel. I think it's 36. I've seen the results and stuff like, Christopher Frost, Dustin Abbott, Gordon Lang and all them. Those are normally the three channels I go to when I want to look up lens results because they get copies before. Obviously, I do. Hopefully one day that'll change, but it's a fantastic lens for this camera with some caveats. It is the least sharp out of the four here, but like I said, I'm gonna do the full review on it. On this camera, it's pretty good. It's better than a lot of people consider. Now, I rather went with this lens, and obviously because I already got it, but I had the money to get a Sigma contemporary lens, the what was it, 18 to 50, I think it was, a 2.8 lens. For me personally, the 4 stops of image stabilization outweigh the extra resolution, because during the daytime and stuff, when I would be walking around doing handed shots and stuff, I'm gonna be stopped down to like f6, f6.3, f7.1. Normally the two apertures I don't normally stop down to for daylight photography. This lens is already in that range anyway, and it's super sharp in those ranges. And even wide open, even though this is a narrow range on this lens, it's really sharp. So the extra stops of image stabilization outweigh not having image stabilization that would not have on the Sigma lens. This one, like I mentioned, replaces my telephoto lens, my 7200. It's too heavy to carry around. People can say, well, that's a fantastic lens, super sharp. Yes, this lens is also super sharp. It just has a narrower aperture. But I have to shoot narrow apertures anyway. And at night, I'm not using this lens. That's just the way it is. If there is an occasion that I need to use this lens at night, I'll put it on a tripod and it'll be a long exposure. So, it is what it is. But the aperture was never a problem for this lens. All right. 10 to 18 here. All right. Other than the fact that it is super small, I have replaced my 10 to 22 USM lens with this one. Now, the USM lens is Canon's oldest one, I think, for their 10 to 18. They don't have a 10 to 18, it's a 10 to 22. And it's not image stabilized lens. This one is. And I normally always shoot with that lens. Y'all seen my retouching tutorials at f6.3, f7.1, even at night. And so why would I ever get the Sigma one, which has aperture f2.8? Now, there is a case you say, well, for astrophotography, that I never do. So for me personally, walking around, the 4 stops of image stabilization you get with this outweighs the brighter aperture. That's just how it is for me personally. There are some creative uses with having a faster aperture. There are many, but normally in wide angle photography, you're normally trying to get as much as you can in focus, not trying to remove. Looks like there are creative cases, just not for me. Now you can get pretty close to it. I've noticed when you go to do lots of macros, you go to switch over to manual focus, you can get some really close photos with this. There's some potential there for some creative use and still get some blowed out backgrounds. We'll see. When I get to the US and I get to do some like forest photography and stuff, and do some like, nature stuff, maybe might find like a mushroom or something on the ground, I might be able to do a macro photography it, see the sky above, do something creative. I've seen some photos like that before. I'd like to do it. But like I said, walking around, having the 4 stops image stabilization on this lens is way better than an f2.8 aperture for me personally. Not to mention, this lens is damn sharp. Alrighty. 50 mil. F1.8, this lens is okay. F2.8 is fantastic. Anything darker than f2.8 is fantastic in this lens. My whole idea between the 50 and the f2.8 was to have 2 camera bodies. And because I still have my Sigma 18 to 35 art lens, but one of the biggest challenges I had with using it is normally I end up using around 20 to 28 mil focal range a lot of times, which is why I got this one. But sometimes I wish I had a closer in zoom, and they don't have one. I don't want the extra weight either of the actual, what was it, new 18 to 40 art. I'd rather not have it. I'd rather have a 50 mil. So, and like I said, at night, I also have a tripod, so it's no big deal that these don't have image stabilization. Other than that, good candid walk around lens. It's not too big. Put on the camera, it's actually quite small. But overall, this is what I get. These is like for, like I said, equivalent to like a 45, equivalent to 80, a wide angle, my telephoto, and the kit lens. Like I mentioned, Canon, it does have a patent for a new lens for the R7. I think it's like the equivalent to like a 24 to, 104. So I think the actual lens is something like a 15 to 80, something like that. I forget what the actual specs were in it, but it's a constant aperture f4. The closest thing they've had since then is it's still out. There's still old stock of those selling now. Is the f2.8 lens, which is really old and really cheaply made in comparison to these. Which is, I have a question, by the way. Does anybody know what these lenses are actually made of? Now, I know it's made of polycarbonate on the outside, but is it carbon fiber filled or is it fiberglass filled? Because I'm really wondering. Because compared to all my other lenses and stuff I've had over the years, most of mine have been a plastic lens. The closest thing I've had was my Sigma 17 to 70 contemporary lens, and they said it was a polycarbonate thermally stabled compound, something like that. I think these are very similar made, which is an excellent long-term durability plastic. So if you're wondering about being upset about them being plastic, don't be. They're fantastic. Now, these two do have metal mounts. The rest are plastic. And to be quite honest with you, I don't even care that these others are plastic. They actually go on quite smooth and feel quite nice. I don't care. Long term, we'll see. The metal might last better for long term, but metal just feels tighter putting on. I prefer the actual plastic ones, at least for new lens. So anyway, like I mentioned, yes, Joe has went all in on the the R mounts. And the R50 is so far my favorite camera because of its size and what you can do with it. You'll even notice I've already even changed the strap on it. But anyway, review of all these lenses will be coming out. Of course, the 18 to 45 on the R50 because you need to review those together. But anyway, that's it for this video award. I just want to tell y'all, hey, I did get the lenses like I said I was going to get, and I will get another body here soon. So anyway, that's it for this video one. Hope you liked this video. Want to see more like it? Give me a thumbs up. Thumbs up's always highly appreciated. If you're not a subscriber yet, now's a great time to subscribe. Subscribe is free. It's for you and lets you know when I release more videos. Until next time, everyone, thank you for watching.